Stop making me smile.
The
It's not
first one.
saying me.
The first one.
It's not
Cover
saying
page.
me
You guys have exposed my secret before I start.
now.
The first page, please. Okay. We all love the underdog story. You know, someone that starts from nothing and then all of a sudden becomes something big. Everybody loves that, right? Because we're able to relate with that because most of us were trying to rise up. But you have to understand that for every underdog that succeeded, there were thousands more that could not make it. And that's something that social media is hidden from us, or content in general hidden from us. Because when we watch films, we see that the actor has K-leg and he goes up, you know, becomes very, very strong. But that's not how it works. In the real world, especially when we're running businesses, we basically have to start from nothing and use every source at our disposal to form something. But I want to show you the difference between two different countries or two different worlds. So the next slide. An 18-year-old in the US can think of an idea, they can start and they can scale. And in 6 months, they will start generating $100,000 in revenue. $100,000, like that's like 150 million naira in 6 months. You can start, or just think, start and scale because they have infrastructure, because they already have the trust. Their company have given them the global recognition. They can scale easily without any bias. But in our case, let's go. Next slide. An average person in Nigeria, it doesn't matter whether you're 16 or you're 20 or 100. When you're starting, you will think of the same idea. You start and then you flatline. Your flatline can mean either death or probably you hit a ceiling and you're not able to scale beyond that. And that is because there's a fundamental difference between the Western society and Nigeria or Africa, right? Number one is trust. Trust is something that is frugal, or is it fragile rather, right? In our own society. But then there are measures, there are things that have been put in place for their citizens to be able to trust whosoever is selling. If they scam you, you can just report and then you know that you are getting your money back. But here, it's very, very hard. Let's go. So it's trust and value. How do we make customers trust you without begging? And how do we make people pay 10 times more from your products? Let's go. We already have solutions that are available, right? The thing I always say is that solutions that work somewhere might not work here. Solutions that work in the Western society might not work in Africa. And it's not because solutions are bad, it's because the condition of the market is different. So if you look at this place, we can see Shopify, we can see Bumper, we can see Wix, we can see others, right? We know that these products, they are nice, they'll give you website, they'll give you inventory tools, all those things, all those nice things that we hear. But they don't add any product value to your what you're selling. You will not, it's not, if you create a website today, you will not say because you have a website, you can now sell your shoe for 100,000. No, you still sell it. You're just putting your product out there. Social media is nice. In fact, social media is the engine that runs every single thing. But what differentiates you that's selling from a scammer? How do I come online? How many of you go online, can just go online to a random vendor and just buy from them? You get scammed. And I believe that most of us here have probably been scammed or know someone that been scammed. Yeah. So that's an issue. Go back. What we've been able to do, right, is take the best of two worlds. How do we combine trust and something that increases product value? And that's what we build at Cartle. Go on. This is lookup. So the best form of marketing, Wallace, is word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best form of marketing. The gospel of Jesus Christ, as we know, it spreads through word of mouth. In case you guys don't know, it's word of mouth. It does not any other thing. One person to another person. So that's the best form of marketing, right? So how do we translate that into the modern world, or the social media world, or the content world? Is by making people that have patronized you before drop reviews, drop feedback that will serve as a conversion tool for the next person. The reason why you can go to App Store and download, right? Because you see 100 million downloads, check the review, you see that you can just download easily. But those things are not available anywhere in any social media tool right now, in any e-commerce tool right now. So we've built lookup. Go on. So this is what it looks like, right? You can there's a standard business revenue model tracking your trust, customer feedback. For customers, you get because your customers get trust, integrity, and you get sales. Go on. Your customers can go there, they can see your trust score, see everything, they can see feedback from every other customer that bought from you, right? And they can drop their own review as well. So that becomes like an engine that keeps on working for you. Go on. And then we have product value. How do you increase product value? It's through auctions. A lot of people don't know what auctions are, but auction is something that has been from the foundation of how trade and barter works. Auction has always been in play, right? Where you go and person with the highest bid just wins. Right? That's always been in play, and we've brought that into the commerce space so that the value of a product for people that are creative, that have artistic work. Art is very subjective. So you can put your art for 10,000 naira. Someone can always pay more. Why just settle for a base price? So that's what auction is built for people to compete based on price, and then you get the best value for what you're offering. Go on. Go on. Okay. Now I mentioned Shopify, I mentioned that I'm not trying to tarnish all those guys. What I'm saying is that in Cartle, we've taken every single thing that they have, and then we've conditioned our own product for the Nigerian market. Added the trust value and added the true product value, that's the auction and the lookup, into Cartle. They're not separate apps, they are one. So you can do every single thing within Cartle's ecosystem. Go on. We started with the underdog story, right? And I mentioned that for someone to rise up, you have to be able to use every resource that you find within your vicinity to rise up. And we've just built a tool that will enable business owners, that will enable you, even as customers, to rise up. And it's always nice because we know that if you are consistent enough doing anything at all, there will be a point where your success becomes undeniable. And we've done that with Cartle. So sign up www.cartle.io. Thank you very much.